The USD men get their first win of the season Saturday night in the final game of the CU Mortgage Direct Dakota Showcase at the Sanford Pentagon, and it was a big one, 91-78 over arch rival South Dakota State. Here to talk more about that is head coach Todd Lee. And Todd, it hasn't been the start that you guys had hoped for, certainly. I know there's a lot of circumstances in play with that, but boy, how good did it feel to have a performance like that, not only just to get your first win, but to have it come against the team from up north?
It was big, Jay, to get our first win, but then to play that way against your biggest rival and to have Stan play a game that no one's ever going to forget if they saw it. I've been a part of a few of those in a long career, not many, where I think both the coaches for state and our staff you have to appreciate what he did. I think Coach Henderson was over there shaking his head. Just if he didn't have a mask on, he would probably be smiling because there's really not anything you can do about it. I told our guys, we've been working hard, and we've had a tough road. We haven't played a home game. We've been 3.5 weeks on the road, and they needed to be rewarded. And I did feel like we could have won all 3 of the games in the Classic. We had a chance to beat North Dakota. We missed a layup with 5 seconds to go. Stan did, and North Dakota State came down to the end. So we're playing better, but we because of the way the schedule has been, and we lost 4 home games, and now we had to go on the road with a young team, and we are getting better, and we've had more practices under our belt, so that really helps. They're starting to get their legs back.
You kind of touched on it a little bit too. In addition to Stan's performance, obviously the win and just a confidence shot for your team, and for Stan personally too, with what he was able to do there. But this also just is kind of the next step, and what I know you knew was going to be a process in getting this team to gel together. So many new guys working into different roles or brand new roles entirely within your program. And it has been up and down. And even though you didn't get a win over those first 5 games, you were close and you did see signs of improvement. So how much closer are you today now through 6 games with 1 win in your pocket to being where you think you can be once things really start to heat up in January?
Well, we took a big step against Nebraska, and I felt we had more practices with almost our entire team leading up to the Nebraska game, and then we lose to them by 7, and they obviously stretched it out, but we did a good job of and it was a close game the whole first half. I thought we took a step there. We've been trying to figure out things on the fly, I feel like, in practice, in games, our staff's figuring out who can guard certain positions, because we have 11 new guys that didn't play in our program last year. And I know it's been really good to have AJ and Cannon and Brady, but they haven't played games in like 600 days. And, after the redshirt year, it takes some time. And so we're trying to figure things out on the fly. But I feel a lot more. I always say it takes about 6 or 8 games to figure out your team. This year it might take 10 or 12. But I feel a lot more comfortable now where we are, because we've had a lot of practices where we've had pretty much our whole team together, and that's been the first time this fall. We've had a lot of guys miss because of quarantines and COVID, and it has been sometimes you'll be in practice or you'll be watching somebody do something, you're like, wow, I didn't know he could do that. And that's and we got to put that in, or we got to, I didn't know he could guard that way. I didn't know he could. We're trying to figure out what our guys can and cannot do.
I'm going to have to continue to do that on Wednesday night. And you get a Drake team. That, I guess the fortunate part about that and with your home opener is that you have already seen this team, and it's not a completely new scout. So there's one benefit for you, but it's a tough draw. I mean, the Bulldogs coming in at 6-0. They beat you guys 69-53 down in that opening event down in Manhattan, Kansas at the end of November. But feel much more prepared this time around to face this team?
Yeah, absolutely. Brady and AJ were coming off 14-day quarantines. I think they had 3 practices, and then we played Colorado and Drake. Cannon was, out for a while. We've had Stan was out for a while. We had a number of guys that have been out. They're a very good team. They've got veteran guards, and that's how you win. They've got Penn is as good a guard as there is in the Missouri Valley. They're a really well-coached team. and they went to the Missouri Valley Championship last year and won 20 games. So when we scheduled, it's a home and home. We're really looking forward to the series because I think they're a well-coached team. It's obviously a regional opponent in the Missouri Valley. And anytime you can get those games home and home, you got to do it. And our guys are a lot better prepared to play this game. And it does help, Jay, to have played them one time. We only have a couple days prep. We know what they're going to do. It'll be a good challenge for our guys.
Drake on Wednesday, and then wrap up the non-conference portion of your season against Mount Marty on December 20th, and then things get real, right? We turn the calendar, and all of a sudden off and running with the Summit League schedule. But certainly progress, Todd, to this point for you guys, and it's a great sign for you to be able to get that win over South Dakota State on Saturday. So congratulations for that, and look forward to seeing how things continue to develop with this team.
Thanks, Jay.